I called myself Benny because I admired Jack Benny so much.
Yes, it's the Benny Hill Show!
The show gets canceled. The Benny Hill Show faced mounting criticisms and controversies, particularly regarding its portrayal of women.
Ain't it the truth?
Sexual innuendos and prejudices complicate the matter even more.
As a result, the show began losing financial support.
For years, The Benny Hill Show was a staple of British television, filling living rooms with rapid-fire slapstick, cheeky gags, and that unforgettable theme song. Benny Hill himself became a household name, a comic icon, known for his mischievous grin and over-the-top antics. But while audiences laughed, controversy was quietly brewing behind the scenes. One sketch, in particular, would spark such intense backlash that it marked the beginning of the end for the beloved series. What was once hailed as comedy gold ignited a cultural firestorm. Uncovering deeper issues that ultimately led to the show's cancellation. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the infamous moment that changed everything and the hidden controversy that brought the Benny Hill Show crashing down.
Is your husband?
Yes. He's just a little jealous.
Oh, my God!
Oh, mademoiselle. Oh, mademoiselle.
Running from 1955 to 1989, the Benny Hill Show delighted millions. Known for pushing the envelope with racy humor, it was a product of its time. But times were changing. In the late 1980s, a particular sketch, a parody of a beauty pageant, was widely criticized for objectifying women. The humor, once seen as harmless fun, now felt outdated and inappropriate. This sketch became a lightning rod for criticism, symbolizing a broader shift in public attitudes toward gender and comedy. So how did a show adored by millions end up canceled? To understand, we need to go back to the beginning and explore the life of the man behind the laughter. Alfred Hawthorne Hill, better known as Benny Hill, was born on January 21st, 1924 in Southampton, England. Some records list 1925 as his birth year, adding a touch of mystery to his origins. His family had artistic roots. His grandfather was a circus clown, but his father managed a surgical appliance shop. Benny's early years were shaped by his mother's influence and his education at Taunton School. Before finding fame, he worked all sorts of jobs: milkman, drummer, bridge operator, truck driver, roles that would later fuel the characters he brought to life on screen. In 1942, during World War II, Hill joined the British Army. He trained as a mechanic, later serving in Normandy as a driver and searchlight operator. Eventually, he transferred to the Combined Services Entertainment Division, where he performed for the troops and honed his comedic skills. Hill was inspired by the British music hall tradition and adopted the name Benny in homage to his idol, Jack Benny. After the war, he entered showbiz, first as an assistant stage manager, then moving into radio and television. His big break came on radio's Variety Bandbox in 1947. TV followed in 1950, where he introduced his signature mix of slapstick and visual comedy. In 1962, he starred in a sitcom anthology where he played a different character in each episode, showcasing his versatility. By the mid-60s, he was branching into classical theater, playing Nick Bottom in a televised A Midsummer Night's Dream. This revealed Hill's ability to blend traditional stagecraft with his comedic sensibilities. On January 15, 1955, The Benny Hill Show premiered on the BBC. Inspired by the variety of music hall, the show combined live sketches, pre-recorded segments, slapstick, parodies, and innuendo. It was a hit. Key to its success was a revolving cast of talented performers: Patricia Hayes, Jeremy Hawk, Jackie Wright, and co-writer Dave Freeman. Jackie Wright, the tiny bald man, became a fan favorite, especially in the infamous head-slapping bits. In 1969, the show moved to Thames Television and changed format, producing one-hour specials that allowed for more elaborate sketches and musical numbers. Under Thames, the show reached global audiences, airing in over 140 countries. Benny Hill became an international star. The show's signature chase sequences, set to the frenetic tune of yakety sax, became legendary. Filmed at high speed, these scenes often ended episodes with comic chaos featuring cops, grannies, and bikini-clad women. In the 1980s, Hill introduced Hill's Angels, a dance troupe that added glamour and spectacle. While it brought fresh energy, it also attracted criticism for objectifying women. Sue Upton and Jane Leeves, who later starred in Frasier, were among the notable performers. Despite evolving the show, critics began to view Hill's comedy as regressive. Some accused it of promoting sexist attitudes. One of the loudest voices was alternative comedian Ben Elton. Ben Elton publicly accused The Benny Hill Show of contributing to a culture of misogyny and even inciting harassment.
I believe there should be censorship. There's lots of things on telly that offend me. I mean, you know, like when a comedian can end every single program tearing off a woman's clothes and then chasing her around a park in her underwear, like that for me, in a world where women can't even walk safe in the parks, is pretty worrying.
In interviews and magazine articles, he criticized Hill's portrayal of women as dangerous and outdated. Some saw Elton's remarks as justified, reflecting a new era of politically aware comedy. Others felt his attack on Hill, a much older comic, was overly harsh, even likening it to bullying. GQ magazine called the accusations exaggerated, saying blaming Hill for societal problems was absurd. In a twist of irony, Elton later spoofed himself as Benny Elton, a parody of his overly woke persona being chased to the tune of yakety sax. Meanwhile, television regulators and executives began to see the writing on the wall. Tastes were changing. Comedy was evolving. And Hill's style, once revolutionary, was now seen by many as a relic of a bygone era. In 1989, Thames Television canceled The Benny Hill Show. Viewership had declined, and the show's massive £450,000 per episode cost, over £1.4 million today, was no longer sustainable. Hill remained committed to comedy. In 1991, he launched Benny Hill's World Tour, planning to perform sketches in countries where he remained popular. Only one episode, Greetings from New York, was completed before the project stalled. In 1992, Thames re-aired a series of re-edit Benny Hill Show episodes following public demand. Just weeks later, Benny Hill passed away. Despite his fame, Benny Hill led a modest life. He never married, lived in rented apartments, and was famously frugal, often patching up his own clothes and avoiding unnecessary expenses. He proposed to 2 women in his life, both declined. Rumors swirled about his sexuality, but Hill remained intensely private. In February 1992, he suffered a heart attack and kidney failure, but refused surgery. On April 20th, he passed away in his armchair at 68, just as a new TV contract arrived at his door. His estate, worth over £7.5 million, was left to his nieces and nephews. In 2021, The Benny Hill Show returned to British TV screen for the first time in nearly 20 years. Part of that's TV's Christmas schedule. Alongside classic ITV comedies, it reminded viewers of Benny Hill's enduring place in pop culture. Love him or criticize him, Benny Hill left an undeniable mark on comedy. His mix of physical humor, memorable characters, and visual gags influenced generations of performers. And though times and tastes have changed, the laughter he created continues to echo. If you enjoyed this look back at The Benny Hill Show, don't forget to like and subscribe. And be sure to check out the next video on your screen for more untold stories from TV history.